just a quick follow-up because I said I was going to and I forgot to. Sorry, I have short-term memory loss. It's a thing that happens. As I said, my suspension settings are literally as low on steering as physically fucking possible. And that's how this car handles. And just for the sake of showing that I haven't changed anything, I will do another lap because that's where I showed on the first one. So, we'll go on for a second lap and just show how fucking ridiculous this is again. Again, absolutely everything. Oh, yeah, not only that, steering assist is not even an option for those on tilt. I don't know if it's an option under the other settings, so I don't play them. Because it's a hindrance. Because you can't shift and turn in any manual vehicle. Unless you're on tilt. I don't know how controller works, but I imagine that you might be able to shift and turn while you're on controller. I'm not sure. But I know it's fucking unacceptable how it is for tilt. Absolutely unacceptable. What's an object? Here. I have an eraser. Just a regular eraser. And I don't know why I can't pull my handbrake with that button there. What the fuck? Why can I not put my handbrake up? Thank you. I can do it in any of my manual cars. Why can I not do it in an automatic? The fuck? Or is it just something you fucked up on the Bugatti? Oh, not to mention, your paintwork. What the fuck is up with that? Because if I put a design on the back half, and I try to wrap around that curve for the door line there, and do the actual Bugatti two-tone, it will overlap onto that spot just underneath the fuel cap, even if you follow the exact fucking lining. What kind of shit is that? Unacceptable. Absolutely fucking unacceptable. Why is painting one body panel going to paint the next body panel that is a whole fucking layer underneath? Entirely different dimension. There is an outer line and an inner line, and you can very clearly see the difference. And if you're painting on an outer line, you're not going over top of the inner line. You're on an exterior wall. When you reach the end, you run off of the wall, not onto the fucking next thing 5 feet under, right? That's not how that works. You guys have so many fucking flaws that, hold on, not only are they just flaws of something going wrong, there's specific flaws of not caring. It's that simple. You guys do not give a fuck to put in enough work to make things look nice. It requires suggestion from others. It requires criticism from others. And it requires you to benefit from it in some way in order for you to actually fix something. Otherwise, you guys don't give two fucks. Now, as a player, that's straight fucking disrespecting me. You expect me to give a shit about you guys and the game and to be a good player, and you give a shit about making money very clearly with how many paid cars there is. And, of course, the price of the Desert Garage is quite extreme for what it is, especially seeing as it only holds 15 cars. Why am I paying for a garage that holds less cars than the original free garage? That makes zero fucking sense. And it's also unacceptable. So, that's just the few unacceptable things there on top of the steering bullshit. Which, I'm not even trying for good lap times or anything. I'm simply trying to keep the car on smooth lines. And it is so out of place, it's not even funny. I didn't even have to visibly turn my phone. To my eyes, my phone is sitting completely straight right now. I would have to hold a level up to my phone in order to tell if my phone was off balance. Until you get to the more curved light corners, and then you have to put in roughly 10 degrees of steering angle. Which is absolutely ridiculous when you're running the lowest fucking settings possible and still having your shit jerk around because it's hyper fucking sensitive. Especially when you're braking, is where it's really noticeable how it just fucking goes into the left. Because the slightest of movements one way makes fucking 5 miles of steering angle. And that's not how the fuck it works. And it makes the literal game indrivable itself, not just cars. And certain cars, it's less bad because for some reason, even though the numbers can all be matching, all cars have differentiating fucking steering. Amazing how I was keeping my wheels straight, but no, the car just turns to the right. Because that's how fucking sensitive this shit is. Like, notice how it was doing that little wiggle back and left and right, and back and forth? I was not doing that wiggle. I was keeping my device as physically straight as possible. Which, I do have my elbow rested on my knee and I am sitting crisscross in a firm position. There is no reason for any instability like that fucking shaking. And yet it's all the fuck you get. The entire fucking time. You're constantly having to fight left and right fucking adjustments that you're not even making. Because your sensitivity is that fucked. Your input filter is that fucked. Your steering ratio in itself is just that fucked. And it's been brought up multiple times. I know for a fact that I have brought it up and physically sent you the review of it happening, and you don't give a fuck. So, as someone who's been playing for over 5+ fucking years, I am not going to play anymore until you fucking fix it. And I will tell absolutely fucking everyone I know who plays the game not to play the game until it's fixed, because it's fucking ridiculous and nobody should have to deal with it. Not a single fucking person. Not a single person should enter a driving game and not be able to fucking steer because the steering sensitivity is so high that when you're keeping your phone straight, it's turning your car one way or the other. It's fucking ridiculous. In an entirely based driving game. Entirely driving based. And you can't even get steering ratios right. How fucking pathetic is that? And it's been this way for years. And I've tried to say something time and time again, and nobody gives a fuck. So, yeah, this is what's happening. I'm recommending to absolutely everybody watching this video, and to absolutely everybody I know who plays this game, stop playing this game until it's fixed, because the drivability is shit. You can't actually hit the lines you're supposed to be hitting because the steering sensitivity is fucked. That goes for absolutely everybody who's on tilt. If you're on steering wheel or arrows, I don't know if that sensitivity is affecting you or not. It very well could be. I don't know. But I know on tilt, for all of us tilt players, which is a large majority, because you physically have to run tilt in order to shift and steer with any manual car. because you physically place the clutch onto the left, and unless you move it to the right, which then you can't really shift too well, because how are you supposed to rev match with your clutch on the right? You can't hit your clutch and accelerator at the same time while shifting. That requires 3 fingers, which means you need your left thumb, your right thumb, and your right index. Nothing should fucking spin into a corner like that. Not that aggressively. Maybe if I were turning hard, but I'm fucking not. It's the game that's turning hard. The game likes to fucking turn 5 times harder than you're fucking turning. It's not even worth playing. It's not, because you can't fucking drive. The drivability is not accurate at all. In a fucking driving game, the drivability is not accurate. To the point that a driver like myself is constantly fucking lucky, but I have a reputation for being a really good driver. And that can be seen on my YouTube channel and TikTok. Holy fuck. If this shit wasn't turning in so hard, maybe I wouldn't be spinning like a bitch. Because guess what? I have every McLaren in the game, and they're all done up basically identical to this, and none of them spin, and they're all rear-wheel drive. This is all-wheel drive on a 50-50 split. I don't know why you guys have the steering so fucked, but you do, and it makes everything fucking impossible. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. My Senna has the same problem. All cars have this fucking problem. It's your game sensitivity itself. You guys were fucking retards. You wanted to save effort and slack off. And you did. And now every single player has to pay the price for it. There's no fucking reason for it to be this way. None at all. And just for record's sake, I'll demonstrate with a quick lap on the short track with my Senna. Which also has the exact same steering settings. Exact. And it's rear-wheel drive. I'll demonstrate this on the smaller racetrack so that I don't have to do a full lap. Where is racetrack? Jesus. You guys changed the photos of this shit and it fucks with everyone. I know that I'm not the only person who gets fucked with by you changing the map photos. Why are you changing the map photos? Did the map change? No, it didn't. So what the fuck's the point in changing the photo? Nothing's new. Like, it's ridiculous. Way fucking ridiculous. And also, the backfiring. Neither of these cars should be backfiring because they have factory exhausts. This Senna is detuned on power as far as it can possibly go. The Bugatti isn't detuned on power as far as it can go, but it is detuned on power. I am not turning. Yet it's trying to go off into the fucking grass. And for some reason, I do get the sense that my McLaren has better traction. Which doesn't make sense because it's rear-wheel drive. And the aerodynamics are not that much superior that it should have that much more traction. It has a large rear spoiler, yes. That adds rear tire traction, yes. But it does not equal that of four-wheel drive. It is a different format of traction. It is downforce traction, not drivetrain traction. And what's with your fucking dirt physics where if you lightly touch the dirt, they grab you and pull you like it's fucking glue? I'm sorry, but I grew up driving on fucking dirt. I know for a fact that is not how dirt or grass works. Not at all. Like, you guys need to pull your heads out of your fucking asses. It's pathetic. I'm being honest to God when I say Roblox has games with better physics. I have not seen a game on Roblox with worse steering than this. And that's saying something. And I haven't played Roblox in a long time. So, that's an embarrassing fucking statement that CPM has worse steering physics than Roblox car games. That's fucking embarrassing. But hey, I'm not the one who did it, so I'm not embarrassed about a single fucking thing. Only thing that bothers me is I've been playing this game for 5 years, waiting for shit to get fixed properly, just dealing with shit, giving the best suggestions I can, and the only shit that's changing is you're adding more things to make money off of. You're adding more packs, you're adding more buyable cars, you added a buyable garage, you took away the maximum limit. Before, there never used to be a limitation. You could have all of the cars in the game without exception. Now you have to pay for a garage. Oh, and if you want more, you have to make another account. Pretty fucking bullshit, isn't it? Limited to owning a certain amount of vehicles in a entirely vehicle-based game. And you can't expand it. You can expand it to 35. 35. You can make 1,000 gold a day in Le Mans, and the most expensive car gold-wise is 15,000 gold. So, the average populated cars are 2,500 gold or under. 5,000 gold occasionally. Okay, now we do the math on that. In 15 days, you could get the most expensive car in the game. Okay, 10 days after that, you can get the second most expensive at 10,000 gold. 5 days after that, you can get a 5,000 gold car. And then everything else is lesser and lesser and lesser. The point is, it doesn't take long to fill up 35 cars, especially when you aren't building all supercars. Because I haven't heard of a single player who has specifically went and done all of the supercars and expensive cars before doing any cheap cars. I've never seen a player do it like that. Not once. But even if you did, after a while, within half a year, you would be very limited on being able to get anything new because you would have to trade something you already have because your space is fucking full. 19 out of 20, 14 out of 15. That Bugatti I just took in, I actually just, I had 3 cars in here that were my friends that I was working on. Now, I've given those 3 back, and I took in this one. Which means I have 2 slots open. You do the math there. I had a full garage. I now have only 3 slots open. And I say 3 because I'm counting the Chiron as one of those open slots, because it will very soon be returned to my friend because it is finished. So there's that. And the other thing is, the exhaust thing I went over. I set these specifically to the stocks so that it wouldn't backfire or burble. You guys still haven't fixed that, even though you said you would. So I wonder how long you guys are going to take on that. Or are you just going to go out giving everybody false promises? Because that's what it's starting to look like. And it's starting to look so fucking pathetic that I don't want to be here. So I'm not. Until I see that it gets fixed. So, you guys can take that and do with whatever the fuck you want with it. Either you'll fix it and I'll come back, or you won't fix it and I'll never pay a cent in this game ever again. Because I have paid for things in this game, such as this garage and this i7. It's not free. Sure, you can work your way up to trading for one. You can't trade for a garage though. Which means I have over $20 invested on this account alone. On this account. Now this account is full. Now what do? Well, now I have to start a second account if I want more vehicles. Otherwise I'm just forever restricted here, in which the whole game stops there. What else am I supposed to do? Just drive what I have? Well, what's the point then? It's just driving sim at that point. And I'm not building anything. I'm not making anything new. I'm not getting anything new. And eventually, it's just the same old fucking thing over and over and over and over because I can't expand. You won't let me. You won't let anybody expand without paying money. You guys went from being a community that used to care about the game functionality and the player community to caring about how much money comes in. And as a player, I don't support that. And I know almost every other player doesn't support that. So you're creating a game where your own player base does not support you. I am letting you know that now. If you keep going down this money-making route rather than player care, you will literally lose your player base slowly over time. Because nobody wants a game where the creator of such game doesn't care about them and cares about the money that comes from them. Because that's greed, for one, and it's disrespect for two. Because it shows that you want to take from us, but you don't want to give back. That's exactly what it shows. And that's exactly what it is. You want to take money from us, but you don't want to have to do any more work than what is required to take the money. You want to put in as little effort as possible and gain as most profit as possible. And you know where that's noticeable? You know where that's really noticeable? Right. Here. Right here. Here's where it's really noticeable. Because do you want to know the difference between this one and the Altezza? That one is the IS-300, by the way. And the Altezza, when I finally find it, isn't it? Yes, right here. The difference is, this is right-hand drive. Now, this is supposed to have a 3S GE engine, I believe, and it does not. It does not at all. Since I own one, I can go ahead and show. This is a Toyota Altezza. I did some research. This is actually based off of a real Altezza that has a 1JZ swap. Sorry. This is a 1JZ. The exact same as what's in the IS-300, so I've been told from my friend who has one, which I have yet to go over. He's going to try tuning that, and if he is unsuccessful, he said he will likely bring it to me. Now, the thing is, that is not the engine that should be in there. Not at all. So what's the difference between this one and the paid one? Well, this one's right-hand drive. The paid one is left-hand drive. That's it. That's all. It ends there. I am not joking. I am dead fucking serious. That is it. That is all. This one is supposed to have a different engine model. It's supposed to have the 3SGE. And the IS is supposed to have the 1JZ. But they wanted to slack off, so they only changed the interior. And they left the rest. At least that's as far as I've known. Doesn't change the fact that they're slacking on shit. This JZX90. Let's see. Has taillight problem. I noticed it when I changed time to a later time. Has a taillight problem. Has glow on one side, but not on the other. So let's change this to just 5 p.m. to get a little bit of darkness here. So, why is it that right taillight pops out 5 million fucking feet with the glow, but that one barely glows up at all? In fact, the left one is more accurate with how the glow should be. The right one doesn't follow the taillight at all. At all. How do you fuck up this badly? I know exactly how. It's because you don't fucking care. You put in little effort and expect everybody to be happy with it. And it's plain fucking disrespect. And I, as well as many other players, are sick of it. Because it's just disrespectful. There's no reason for it. It's just you putting in as little as possible to take as much as possible from us. Which is completely fucked. And everybody will agree on that. And you guys yourselves should know better. You really should. You should know better. Because it's outrageous. It's outrageous. You put in so little effort, and then you ask $5 for a car that is identical to a car that takes 2.5 days to grind for. Cause 1,500, not even 2.5 days. Sorry, 2 days, a day and a half. If you already have a little bit of fund saved, you can even do it in 1 day. If you have a little bit of gold saved, you do your Le Mans and you do your daily challenges, you can get it in 1 day. Yet they want you to pay $5 $5.29 Canadian. For what? This terrible design that doesn't look... You know what it looks like? It looks like it was just shapes and pieces slapped together under different colors. Base paint was blue. And they just slapped things onto it. And then repeated it on the other side. It's not symmetrical either, because keeping things symmetrical takes a lot of work. And better deal in bundle. Really? No, you know what that is? That's just you wanting us to pay more. Well, what's the extra price for? The outfits? Who cares about the outfits? And gladiator outfit, $15, $14.39 for what? 3 outfits? Is that really Like, again, it's a money grab. You are asking so much for so fucking little that it's not even funny. So, as one of the longest players to be here, I am resigning until this is fixed. And if it's never fixed, then I am never returning. That's unfortunate if that's the case. So, fix it if you want to fix it, if you want to have a good player base. If you don't care, that's fine. That's not my problem. So, you guys can either fix your problems or don't fix your problems. If you fix them, I'll return to the game because it's a game worth returning to if problems are fixed. If you don't fix the problems, then it's not worth returning to, and I simply won't return. I'll simply fully convert over to Apex. If I'm doing the same thing with CarX Street, they're doing the same fuck-ups. They're fucking with the control system. They're removing the light acceleration and light deceleration buttons, and they don't allow for analog. Really fucked up. Just as fucked up as your guys' steering. So, guess what? I stopped playing their game. You can notice that on my TikTok channel, actually. You can scroll back and you'll go, oh, hey, it randomly stops here. And it just converts over to Apex. Because I'm not going to play something that's not worth my time. And you guys are making this into a game that's more and more and more becoming not worth my time. So, I'm not going to waste any more time on it. And I'm going to take my time where it's valued. You can either value my time, or you can not value my time and I'll take it to where it's valued. That's up to you. And this is how 90% of your player base views this. So, you might want to be careful with how you do things, because you're treading a line where you're going to lose your community simply because you're greedy for money. And you don't care. Like, there's no laborious efforts here. It's half-assed. Almost constantly half-assed. So, that's where that's at. And anybody and everybody watching this can take this however they want to. I don't care. I'm just saying that these are the problems this platform has, and I'm not going to tolerate it, because it's not acceptable. It is a driving-based game, and the drivability in itself is fucked. So, we'll go somewhere where it's not. Which, Apex Racing is my #1 recommendation. They're actually the most realistic mobile driving sim you can currently get. So, to anybody else who's also sick and tired of this bullshit, go to Apex Racing. There is far, far less bullshit there, if any at all. In fact, the only bullshit I encounter with Apex Racing is sometimes people in public servers are annoying when you have collisions on. That's it. So I don't have any problems with Apex themselves. I would like for them to add open model interiors. That's the only thing they're really lacking. More customization would be nice, but I'd rather have restricted customization and restricted camera views and restricted maps than not be able to drive. Because at least with the restrictions in Apex, I can properly drive. My car does what I tell it to do. Here, I don't give a fuck what you have, because the vehicle's not doing what I tell it to do, so it doesn't fucking matter. You can have the best fucking racetrack in the world, the best graphics ever, and the best physics. I don't give a fuck. If the car is not going to do what I tell it to do, because the control input is fucked, I'm not going to drive. Because you can't drive because the car is not doing what you tell it to do. It becomes completely and utterly pointless to play the game entirely. So, that's where this stands. I have 2 whole garages, and another account with 4 cars in that garage, so I am over the maximum limit. 32 vehicles total because I have 2 counts. So, that's quite a lot of a loss to sit on. But guess what? If that's the way it has to be, that's the way it has to be. So, it is what it is. I recommend you guys put some fucking work into it. But I can't make that decision for you. However, I can decide where my time is valued and where I'm going to take it. And it's clearly not valued here, not at this moment. If it becomes valued, then my time will make a reappearance. If not, then it simply will not. That's just the simple equation of the matter. So, to my friend who I know is watching this, I will get your Chiron back. If you need the IS tuned, I can tune it. I'm not uninstalling just yet because I have to monitor to see if they fix anything. So over the next few months, if nothing gets changed, then I'll uninstall. Because then it will be clear that they're not going to fix anything, especially simple fucking issues like this. Very, very simple. That you could adjust the sensitivity of your steering filter input. But no, they just don't want to. And then the backfire issue that I have a video of from not too long ago, still an issue. You've seen with that Bugatti. So, yeah, they can do whatever they want to do. If I make a return, then things are fixed. If I don't make a return, then things aren't fixed. And I will keep posted on if I am making a return or not. And that's just something I'm going to have to watch for over the next few months to see if problems are starting to get fixed in the next 3 months. That shows me that they're taking note of what's been said and judged, because, well, it's a fair judgment, and I know that if not everybody, the majority will agree with that. I'm not asking unreasonable things here. I'm asking that the car be able to do what I tell it to do. I don't think that's an unreasonable thing to ask of from a driving game. Your game is based on vehicles. The vehicle should do what the operator tells it to do. I'm not playing self-driving simulator. Right? So, I know that sounds like a joke, but it's honestly not. Like, that's how it feels. The car does its own thing because the inputs are so inaccurate. Because they don't want to make the system correctly. So, that's where that sits. And it can stay sitting there until it gets fixed or it goes away forever. One of the two. That's my boat. If it does end up going away forever, guess what? My shit's going up for auction, most likely. Well, most of it will go straight to my friend, who I will see what he wants first, and then anything he doesn't want. If it's not gonna get fixed, I might as well give it away, uninstall the game, completely delete the account, because it's not worth it. And I recommend the same thing to anybody else. You're wasting your time if you're having any issues with your steering or anything else. You're wasting your time. If you're not sure whether or not you're wasting your time or not, go check out Apex Racing. And then you'll know. Because until you've seen a proper driving experience from a driving simulation, you won't know what a proper driving experience is. So go check out Apex Racing. It's free to play. And the settings are very, very adjustable. So you can dial in your handling to fit exactly how you need it to fit for your style. I do not turn my phone half a millimeter to make a 5-meter turn. Whatever. Right? Point is, I don't turn my phone a very small amount to make a very large turn. It's not how that works. My driving experience comes from real world. I started driving when I was 12, which means I've got 10 years of real world driving experience. So, yeah, you guys are way the fuck off here out in the woods. And I'm telling you, these woods are not at all the right ballpark that they should be. So, that's that. Go check out Apex Racing if you have any concern. And if I make a return, then things will have been fixed. If I don't make a return, then I don't make a return. It's just that simple.